laid bare after a winter of wildcat strikes and a continued media onslaught about his alleged dodgy dealings. His leadership has been shrouded in controversy, but as it emerged today, he is still ANC's favorite. CCTV's Guy Henderson reports.
He's still standing despite scandal after scandal. But to the electorate, President Jacob Zuma is not a popular man. His critics say he's undermined the democracy for which South Africa fought so hard.
I think his basic instincts are those of an authoritarian traditionalist. I think he sees himself as the patriarch at the head of an extended family, and he sees South Africa as it were, as his extended family in some ways. And he expects everybody to be respectful towards him. He doesn't like being criticized.
And that the country's going backwards on his watch.
You have the education which is not improving. You have over 70% of young people who are not working. And then you have an increasing number who are losing hope on ever finding employment. So you look at all these things, you say, but what has his presidency done for me?
Loyalists say centuries of oppression takes more than 20 years to undo.
We cannot bring cultures of changing leadership as and when we think personally we are not satisfied with an individual. So he must come back because that's what the ANC does.
Barter's mining strikes this winter exposed those who've always had nothing are losing patience, and opponents have exploited their grief.
Jacob Zuma knows nothing. The illiterate Jacob Zuma.
Then there's the corruption allegations, which have dogged him since before he came to power. One plus point, perhaps, is foreign policy.
Maybe we can see South Africa's foreign policy after Libya and Ivory Coast took a downfall, and then Dlamini Zuma's election when she lost as a result of that. But then her win now could suggest otherwise, that South Africa is trusted again. Definitely, as president, he has a role to play with creating more multilateral platforms for South Africa to interact with the world.
But that grouping doesn't get to vote. Now, it is worth remembering the important role that Jacob Zuma played in saving this country. His efforts to avert a civil war in the 1990s, described by some as nothing short of genius. But his record in government since toppling a bitter Thabo Mbeki has been an extremely checkered one. And there's certainly a feeling that any victory would be bittersweet anyway. The prospect of prosecution against a sitting president remains a very real one. Guy Henderson, CCTV, Johannesburg.